Sort of coming into the Wasps game on the Tuesday training, just felt a little niggle in my hamstring, tightened up, and then sort of towards the end of the week we'd flushed that out a bit, and then come the team run, just felt a tug right at the end, which was enough to sort of rule me out of the game. I spoke to Johan and said I didn't feel good enough to go. We got a scan on Monday, sort of thought it would be a 1 weeker, and turned out I'd torn an area called my T-junction in my hamstring, which is right down at the bottom. Involved a bit of PRP, which is platelet injection basically. They centrifuge your blood and put it back into the spot that's injured and sort of glue it in. And then yeah, from there on it's just been running and getting my hamstring strong again.
So the issue with this is around the dichotomous nature of some of the playing tasks in rugby. So, for example, a front row with this injury probably would have played both the Wasps game, which Tom withdrew from, and every game since. The risk of this happening or worsening would have been quite low. But with Tom being a sprint type athlete, almost certainly he would have made this worse and double the length of time he was being out. So the task that the player has to engage with in a game often dictates how cautious we are, both in terms of whether we let them play on and how long we're going to take to return.
Chris and Mitch have done a lot of work around my core. A lot of it's to do with my core and my hips, obviously affecting my hamstring. So we put a big emphasis on really pushing that, because ultimately, you know, it's my second or third, so we don't want to make it become a recurrent habit. You know, in the past, when I've had sort of rehab and stuff, it's been very, very basic in terms of the running I've done. It's been pretty straight line, and they've brought a different aspect to it in terms of the game scenarios they put in, getting that conditioning and on the hamstring within that, so that I feel like I'm not missing out from too much of a rugby aspect.
Let's go, giraffe then beach, let's go. Gordy, get after it. Make that then, lad, let's go, get in there. Get on that up then, Devon.
Grading injuries in hamstrings go 1, 2, 3 and then a rupture. This is a grade 1, so exceptionally low. It's in quite a complicated area of anatomy, so not all hamstring areas are created equal. This particular area is called a T-junction, and even a small tear there can very often result in surgery. And actually Tom, had this have been slightly worse, would have even had surgery on something so very minor. And what we do is we just strengthen the area up through targeting that with strength training and sprint training towards the end. Had this been even a grade 2, probably this would have required surgery and a 12-week layoff. This small tear has meant we've been able to get back sort of 5-6 weeks. Tom's injury was so minor that just some strength training with the S&C coaches and this will be fine.
Ready? Yeah. Yes, Steve. Okay. Yeah. Comfortable to that? Yeah.
Happy with me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Yes.
One more.
2 more. One more. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. All the way. All the way. All the way.
Resist.
Good, Gary.
I'm not very confident in end range there, I won't lie. That feels like the most stressful thing I've done so far.
Feels right there?
Feels fine, yeah. Good. It's just a bit scary.
Mitch and Chris have been pretty good, especially, well, Mitch does most of the gym stuff around keeping it interesting and doing a lot of offline sort of hamstring work. You'll have seen some of the videos of the positions they get in and creating tension, so it's just enjoyable to sort of do some different stuff to everyday gym work.
Tom's a sprint type rugby player and knows he has to engage in a lot of fast running. He's doing that already, he's doing really well, and to the untrained eye probably looks like he could play. And it's not whether he could play a game right now, it's whether he can get back and stay back. So the stacked nature of the league means that the games just keep coming, and not only training on a Saturday, or playing on a Saturday, you've got to train on a Monday as well. So often what we're engaging in right now is that it's not so much that he could play at this point in time, which he undoubtedly could, it's whether he could get back, stay back and not re-injure again. So it's almost like prevention is what we're engaging in at the minute.
I've been lucky enough, touch wood, not to have any sort of real long-term injuries, and I think anyone that's injured will tell you that it's much nicer doing something when people are around. When you're in at sort of 7:30 in the morning, it's drizzling, and you're out on the pitch on your own, it's just not quite as enjoyable. So doing it alongside boys when they're training just helps you through it.
Here we go, let's go, baby.
Yes, Deej.
Reggie's there.
Go.
Yes, Deej. Great power.
Easy. Let's go.
That's it, Deej.
Punch.
Really nice. Ring the bell.
You end up forming a little group with the boys that are injured at the same time, and often brings you together with people that you might not normally spend as much time with. So it's great sort of spending time with people. I mean, a lot of the forwards I don't really see much in the week, to be honest with you, in the club that is. So spending time with them in the gym and stuff is quite nice, a refreshing break, I guess. It's just quite nice to sort of know that the end of running is in sight and you can get back to just playing with the boys as opposed to just running, because you know, no matter what anyone tells you, it's not the same. So yeah, I just can't wait.